Hi friend, I hope you're enjoying your day. I'm Min. Today let's talk about why spider plants, the leaves can go brown and crispy. The most common reason is using tap water. Tap water contains fluoride in it and spider plants are very susceptible to fluoride. Leaving the water out for 24 hours, the fluoride will still be in the tap water. So changing it to something like distilled water or filtered water or something like collecting rainwater will be a lot better compared to using tap water. The second reason could be the plant is receiving direct sunlight, especially afternoon sunlight. That can be very harsh and can actually burn the leaves. And I have my spider plants in two different areas in my home. Well, some of them are near a south-facing window, about 2 meters away from a south-facing window, and another one is about half a meter away from a north-facing window. So they all receive bright indirect sunlight, but generally no direct sunlight onto the plant. If you're enjoying this content so far and it's been helpful, please hit the likes button and subscribe to the channel. Truly appreciate your support. The other reason is spider plants don't like to be completely dry, so the soil is very important as well. If the soil becomes too dry too quickly and can't hold any moisture, or the opposite, if the soil holds too much moisture and the plant is sitting in soggy soil, they can also produce brown and crispy leaves. I find that if the soil is too dry, what will happen is the edges of the leaves tend to become brown, while if the plant is actually sitting into soggy soil, the roots can rot and the whole leaf will go yellow and brown. And it's also important to not overwater or underwater the plant, and it can show up similar ways as well on the leaves. Spider plants like the soil to be almost completely dry before watering it again. I would never leave the spider plant completely dry because they don't like to be completely dry. So I would say I would make sure that I would water my spider plant when it's 3/4 dry, the soil is 3/4 dry. I also find that fertilizing, it's important not to over fertilize these plants because that can actually burn the roots. So I generally find that with my spider plant or really any of my household plants, if I'm using a liquid fertilizer, I'm doing it at 1/4 strength or half the strength of what's recommended. That way I ensure that my plant still gets some nutrients, but it's not enough to actually burn the roots of the plant. The other tip I have is that repotting spider plants. Spider plants can produce a lot of baby plants on these stems, and they need to be able to absorb the nutrients in the soil. I have one spider plant, which is this one here, and it's root bound. The actual roots are coming down and growing through the drainage holes, so it's definitely need time to repotting. So I'm going to pot that plant after I finish this video. The other reason could be, and the final tip I have, is check for pests or check for bacterial infection. What happens is that when there's a bacteria on the leaves, they kind of look more like black spots on the leaves. So it's not just the edges of the leaves that go brown and crispy or a whole leaf that goes brown and crispy. They're kind of like spotting brownness on the leaves, and that's a sign of bacteria. When it comes to pests, yes, pests can cause problems as well because a lot of pests like aphids, they suck all the nutrients out of the leaves and the plant can't use those nutrients because it's being sucked out by the insects. So what happens is they end up with these black and brown spots all over the leaves. And so check for that and treat it appropriately. So when I get some brown and crispy leaves on my spider plants, all I do is get my clean clippers, I cut the tips of the leaves, and if there's brown and a whole leaf is brown and crispy, I just pull it out by hand. This way the plant to me just looks more lush and more aesthetically pretty. And that's all the tips I have to avoid browning and crispy leaves on a spider plant. If you have any tips of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. I hope this helped you, and if it did, Please help me out by hitting the likes button and subscribing to the channel. I truly appreciate your support. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you next time in the next video. Bye.